the fuck? Uh-huh. So it wasn't over. I thought we won the game already. But that's not even close to the truth. God damn. I thought... Okay. Well, guess we just continue then. Nice motherfucker. Well, we can actually blowjob here to get blood. Demon on demon on. Damn it. Do we have... Nope. This is not gonna end well. If he's really that difficult and we don't even have blood to fight him again.
I am the wall of memory. I contain the secret thoughts of Anezka.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay.
I am damned. In the holy orders I once dreamed of the eternity of bliss that would be mine for my devotion to the Lord. Eternity is now mine, but not bliss. I shall live as long as a voivod, or as long as a voivod is pleased with me, or as long as a voivod is pleased to defile me. Heavenly bliss is not to be my lot, only empty torment. Yet still I dare to hope. Still I live.
Oh, Anezka.
I have lived for 50 years. All I loved are dead and gone. My beloved Christof has perished in the fall of Visserad. His sacrifice has preserved innocence in the world, and so I rejoice. But my suffering grows with each passing night. The voivod takes great delight in seeing me rise with fresh hope, for it means he may once again drag me down. Should I surrender all hope and break as the busa is broken, his pleasure would be at an end. Yet I will not abandon my hope, even though such hope fills his empty heart with glee, as it fills mine with pain.
I cannot bear it.
For more than 200 years, I have suffered every possible form of humiliation and defilement. I have fallen from the chaste and inviolate woman I once was, yet I have borne it all with hope in my heart. But now I am sinking into the murky depths, and the last whisper of hope in me is fading like the final bubbles of breath from a drowning woman. As we grow close to the day of his resurrection, Vukadlak has found the only defilement I cannot bear. He has decreed that I inflict defilement on others by binding innocent men and women into the walls of his accursed cathedral of flesh. His power compels me, and I cannot resist a direct command. I can endure my own degradation, but I cannot abide to befoul others. I fear I shall shatter like glass.
My poor, poor Anezka. This is my doing. Every humiliation she suffers is on my head.
Christof, you can't blame yourself for the choices she made.
I'll pick this. Aye, perhaps thou art correct.
Aye, perhaps thou art correct.
It's not your fault. You have to move on.
It is 2 centuries and a half after Vukadlak took me, and his resurrection draws nigh. He now demands that I surrender the final shreds of my honor and perform evil acts of my own volition. I cannot defy my master's command that I defile others, and when I resist him, my poor body carries out his tasks against my will, like a puppet. He's driving me mad. So I must change. Rather than resist the evil I am compelled to do, I now embrace it, and perform my tasks with zeal. The master favors me, and as I embrace his evil, he gives me greater power. I have been Lebusa's equal since my arrival. Now shall I take over her duties, gladly trading the final measure of my innocence for control over the voivod's worldly affairs. 'Tis the only way.
Oh no! She gave up! I'm so sorry, Christof. Christof, are you okay?
We can pick I mourn for her soul and thou dost squander precious time in foolish talk. Come, we still have much blood to spill. I mourn for her soul.
I mourn for her soul.
I have now lived more than 300 years past my natural lifespan. I have committed atrocities beyond all imagining, but my plan has succeeded. Though Vukodlak has extraordinary power, his exile from the world makes him weak. He must act through Lebusa, who wields great power within our haven. But in just a few years I have usurped all of Lebusa's power and left her a wretched outcast in the cathedral of flesh she helped build. Long ago the voivod stripped her of her soul and gave her power in exchange. Now that I have taken away that power, she is a pitiable creature indeed. She has no place here, yet she cannot leave. I would lament her fate, but I have no tears to shed, even for myself, for Resurrection Day draws nigh.
Ugh, that gives me the creeps. This is supposed to be the purest woman in the world?
Lily, I think you should really zip it.
I'm only trying to help Christof get over...
Zip it!
You're right. Christof, I'm so sorry. You must be feeling awful. I wish I could...
My feelings be damned. Tonight we slaughter every denizen of this foul place, or die in the attempt.
Don't remember if I did this one.
On the eve of his resurrection, Vukodlak bade us slaughter the Premisel leaders, even as they began the ritual that would raise him from torpor. I have learned well the lessons of corruption, for I have turned my hand to the corruption of the voivod's resurrection. In the guise of offering wise counsel to Vukodlak, I poison his heart against those who could speed his resurrection. I accuse the faithful of disloyalty. I accuse the powerful of dangerous ambition. I praise the weak and ineffectual, like the merchant toad Orsi, as obedient servants. Vukodlak's fear of losing power is far greater than his hope of gaining new power, and so he believes every doubt I whisper in his ear. And so he crushed his own resurrection.
Wow. She sacrificed her innocence to stop Vukodlak.
Vukodlak's rage is implacable. His resurrection has failed so often that he blames all the Tzimisce of Europe. He desires to move our entire cathedral of flesh to the new world where we may begin again. This vast undertaking will involve many shipments of native soil. I am well pleased, for this foolish migration shall take at least a century and further postpone his resurrection. Alas, I fear I can no longer prevent the voivod's awakening. Lord Vukodlak has gained great power from the fear and apprehension afoot in the world on the eve of the new millennium. These fears feed him, and despite my greatest efforts, his resurrection is now inescapable. There are none who can help me. I can only hope against hope for the return of the one man Vukodlak fears. I pray that God restores Christof.
So it was her who saved us. Did feel like it when the voice sounded like hers. Ibusa.
Come with me quickly. I can help you.
Why should I enter thy trap, servant of the fiend?
Please, for Anezka. She says that if you would have hope even when your cause is lost, you should follow me.
We can choose. I go, but I go with my sword at thy back. Nay, thou art defiled and damned. Get thee behind me. What? Get thee behind me. Does that mean that he's gonna kill her, or that we walk first?
Nay, thou art defiled and damned. Get thee behind me.
No.
Come with me quickly.
Why?
Please.
Okay, let's try this one then.
I go, but I go with my sword at thy back.
Go now. There is little time. Destroy him and topple this vile cathedral. Now, my dark love, I give you thanks for allowing me to serve you all these years, watching over your sweetly cruel visage in torpor. My defilement is complete.
Do we have anything to loot here? Can we fill our bags with blood from the ground? That would be much helpful. Suitcases down here. We don't need gold rings. We need blood. What the fuck is that? The treasure chest. What the fuck? Medium ballistic. All of the way again. Fuck. We're not getting enough blood here. There you can, feral claws. Damn.